Hey guys, welcome to episode number 249. Today is Monday, so it's Update Monday, and I thought I'd give you guys a quick look at the current state of the fish room down in the basement. Things have been happening, but they've been happening kind of slowly, so we'll walk through some of the major changes just so you can kind of get a sense for where I'm at, where my time is being spent, and what the future holds, what the next projects are on the horizon. So you might remember I had something kind of temporary rigged up here to get rid of my wastewater out through the sewer pipe here. I've rigged up something a little bit more permanent now. So we've got an adapter there which goes from our copper to our PVC, and I've scaled it up from 1.5 inches up to 2 inches, and that's going to allow me to get multiple sources of water down this pipe. Now only one will be on at a time, but I do have the washer hose here. I have the sump pump hose here, which I've neatly kind of tucked up and around there, and I shortened it so that it's not super long. So we have that going on. You'll notice we do have a spare outlet here, and that will actually be another hose, but it's going to be run from the sump pump that will be sitting in the leftmost barrel over there once I get my my 3-barrel sump system set up for my fish. You might also note that I did install this on the wall. Dehumidifier, pretty important actually down here in the basement, because I do have so much water down here. It is creating quite a bit of water vapor, and the air gets really humid. So I mounted this on the wall basically to get it out of the way, but you will notice out back here we do have a hose hookup. So instead of manually dumping this bucket on the bottom here twice a day or 3 times a day, I just have that hose running, and it just dumps into this reservoir here. So when that fills up enough, the sump pump will kick on and get rid of that water for me. So pretty handy little device. Actually, next year I'm probably going to look into some sort of like heat recovery ventilator, a unit that will pump fresh air from the outside into the house and exchange that with the humid air down here in the basement, but it will retain the heat, which will be cool. But that's a little bit more expensive than the dehumidifier, so that's going to have to wait. You will remember in a recent video I did talk about the Daphnia here. This is like a week later, and if you see in here, almost all of the Daphnia are gone. Actually, I took a close look and I could only find a couple that were left alive. I think that's kind of a normal thing for them. They do kind of go through peaks, ebbs and peaks in their population. But in my case, I think what happened was I overfed the dry yeast a little bit, and that stuff goes foul really quick. So what I'm going to have to do is probably drain this down. If the culture doesn't come back, I did do a water change. If it doesn't come back on its own, I'll have to drain it down, scrub it out, and start over. But the important thing to note is the next time I do it, I'm going to have it set up on the drip system so that it has fresh water coming into it all the time, instead of just kind of standing here in its own filth. I don't think that the bubble filter is enough to keep up, and I do actually think that the spirulina is a better food source than the yeast, because it's not going to foul the water quite as fast. So we'll see how that goes. I do have big plans for the Daphnia, so I will be getting this culture back up and running here within the next week or two. You know, it's kind of live and learn. If you're setting up your own Daphnia tank, water quality is definitely #1, and they are very, very finicky. So be very careful with your water quality on your Daphnia. We do have some PVC pipes over here. We have the saw kind of ready to get set up here. We have all kinds of PVC fittings here, and that's going to be for my plumbing system here for the aquarium rack. I do have the aquarium rack. It's kind of up and running here, but I am missing a few major components, and the plumbing is the next thing on my list. So I will be installing the plumbing here within the next week or so, and you know, it's just gonna run straight down the middle, go to the left, and hook into those 3 barrels. So more on that later. I'll definitely be taking a video of setting that up. I would like to point out the most exciting piece of PVC that I found on my journey, and that is the 1-inch slip by 1-inch slip by 1/2 inch threaded PVC tee. And what I'm going to do is actually attach a 1/2 inch ball valve from Gemco, and I'm going to use some pipe tape there to seal it, some thread tape, but that will allow me to regulate the flow of my return line, my 1-inch return line, and you know, bring it down to 1/2 an inch, which is what's going to be entering each one of those 40-gallon tanks, and then I'll be able to regulate how much flow is entering each one of those tanks. So I'm pretty excited about that little thing. They're not that expensive, and I guess they're fairly common, so excited about that. I have some more of the hardware cloth stuff, the plastic stuff. I'll be using that in my 55-gallon Skippy filter. So the Skippy filter right now is just kind of temporarily set up. I do have some bio balls floating in here, but they're not doing a whole lot. I'll get around to fixing that, but I will be using you know, some of this cloth to keep all of the biomedia away from this overflow standpipe, because we don't want that getting clogged up. I'll be using some other types of filter media in here, and I'll be getting this set up in a more permanent fashion within the next few weeks. It's not a huge priority right now because I do have the Flugel FX5 going there. You'll see it's kind of screaming over there in the corner, and that's providing quite a bit of flow. So while that's on, I'm not too worried about the filtration in this tank at the moment, but ideally, ultimately, we do want to get the Skippy filter set up as the primary filter for this tank. The turtles are doing good. They like to hang out. I think they like the increased flow that the FX5 is producing, and they're having a good old time down here. You will notice we do have the clown loaches there. Those are the clones. Those are rescues. And this might be the first time that we actually get a halfway decent picture of Sid the cichlid, Jack Dempsey cichlid. He's kind of chilling out down there. A little difficult to see now because of all the flow. But he's doing fairly well. The turtles leave him alone for the most part because he is bigger than them, so that's always a plus. We do have a ton of endlers hanging out in here, and those are just kind of like, I wouldn't say they're culls, but whenever I filled up this stock tank originally, I did pour some buckets from my my endler tanks in here, so this is kind of just like a mishmash, a cross between probably a few different strains of endlers. So it's not one pure strain, so it's not something I'm ever going to sell, but they're just kind of like hanging out in here. The turtles do go after them every once in a while. You'll see the turtles eat one of them, so it provides a little bit of exercise and entertainment, if nothing else. And they do actually end up eating some of the turtle food that nothing else gets to. So in that regard, they're helping out. So I let them do their thing. And then just kind of wrapping this up, we do have some lime green endlers that are doing pretty well in this tank. I just fed them a couple minutes ago. And I do have some regular black bar endlers in here with a few plecos. We got some more baby plecos going on. I tried to get most of my marbled crayfish up here in this tank. They're just kind of chilling out until I get all the plumbing hooked up. But That's basically all I have at the moment, guys. You know, I really did downsize when I moved. It's a very difficult thing to move this much water and this many fish in the wintertime. So unfortunately, I've kind of cut back for the moment. But once I get all this plumbing up and running, you can only imagine how awesome this will be with the 4 tanks on this side. I'm going to buy 4 more tanks for the other side. That'll all be hooked up to the plumbing. I've got one more order to make with Gemco, and if you haven't checked them out, go check them out. They're a great aquarium supply company. So one more order to make to Gemco, and then I got to pick up some more 40-gallon breeders and drill those at some point. But we're getting close. We're getting real close. And one other project, just to kind of tease it, is actually a breeding box here, a nest egg-laying box for these turtles. I'm not quite sure where I want to put it, if I want to put it right here or if I want to put it in the corner, but essentially what I'm going to do is build a platform for this to raise it up to the level here of the top of this stock tank, and then I'm probably going to use that basking platform or something similar to make a ramp into the water. I do have all kinds of acrylic leaning up right here, as you can see. And I'm going to bend a custom acrylic siding all the way around this breeding box, and then I'll leave one side open for the turtles to get in and out of. And then I'll pick up some sand, some peat moss, you know, some sort of special mixture, and get that rolling here. Maybe put the heat lamp on it as well. But this is just a mixing tub meant for mixing concrete. So that's what's kind of going on. Now you kind of have an idea of the next few projects that will be going on down here. Obviously, number one is getting that plumbing fixed, all that installed. That way I can get rid of my Rena XP3 filter, you know, get the bubble filters off the primary duty there over on that other tank, and kind of get things flowing here in the fish room. It's kind of hard to have a fish room without a central filtration system, so that's number one. That's what I'm working on right now. Everything else is going to have to come after that. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.